Welcome back to tonight's sad reality, where once again my allergies are being kind of nonsensical, so hopefully it's not going to sound too awful. Although that might make my voice sound a little bit lower, so that'd be kind of funny sometimes, I guess. But tonight I've got a few stories, and they're going to kind of add up over time. Kind of the same way this game's just a collection of a bunch of small leaves, and they add up to become a big number of leaves. On the right side, welcome to Leaf Blower Revolution. Idle game I used to think was pretty fun until they added way too many gimmicks, and then I was like, okay, I'm doing the achievements, and then I am getting out. Kind of the story of my life with literally any game ever, I guess. I already feel like I'm about to sneeze. My allergies have been so fun. Literally my day at work today has just been like sneezing and then helping customers. But so, a few stories from work today. So, old people are kind of funny to me, and by funny, I mean, like, you should respect your elders, and I say that, I kind of mean it, but also, like, in the nicest way possible. I feel like there's a lot of old people out there that are kind of slow and don't really do too much, and I'm just like, I don't want to be that way when I'm older. But then there's some old people that I'm like, hey, this guy is genuinely considerate, he looks out for people still, and that's kind of the guy I want to be. It's like the... I had a friend who used to joke about this. He was like, if I ever grow up and become depressed, he's gonna be like a substitute teacher with like an alcohol flask and like a crazy background story, but then like actually look out for the kids or something, which I thought was hilarious at the time, but I was like, I could see an anime being made out of that or something stupid. Anyways, point being, so this guy doesn't really do too much for the store as far as my job goes and all that, but he's a nice guy, you know? And, there's a few old guys like that in the store, but, and like one of them, I think it was a heart attack or something recently, and by recently I mean several months ago, and he might eventually be coming back. But the other one I'm talking about, he just kind of works in golf, and he's just there, you know? But, I don't know why, I feel like he's always just like, he's kind of like a calm spirit. I feel like I can be very chaotic, especially playing Dead by Daylight tonight. Oh boy, that's a whole other story in itself. But so... he just always, like, offers me just, like, food and just, like, he's got, like, calm life stories, you know? Because I feel like people in my workplace will get pissed off over, like, really small things pretty easily. Welcome to retail, where, it's like League of Legends, where you just start flaming everyone because you feel like it, I guess. But, he's always just kind of like a calm spirit, you know? And I think that's something that it's kind of hard to appreciate in the moment. But, at the same time, I'm just like, oh, he gave me, like, I don't know if anyone's here has ever had V8 Fusion. It's like this fruit juice kind of thing. I thought it was really good. In fact, so good. There's one called Black Cherry and Apple. I drank like 2 liters of that on New Year's. It was like 4 or 5, 6 years ago or something like that. I love the stuff. It's like Green Apple Gatorade, which by the way, I have no idea where Green Apple Gatorade went, but I love that. I thought it was way too good. I could down one of those in like 5 seconds. Where I'm going with this is, he had this, like, it was like a fruit juice fusion thing, but it was like a powder. If you pour Gatorade mix into water, you get Gatorade. No, they, in fact, do not kill gators to make Gatorade. I thought that was such a stupid thing, but I'm like... Now I'm saying the stupid thing. Welcome to the internet. In fact, boomer humor is always one of those things that's killed me, because I see people using, like, the smile emoji, and I'm like... Oh, that's gonna be me one day. But yeah, he gives me like food stuff. I'm just like, you know, this guy's chill. I like him. He doesn't freak out when stuff happens. He also kind of rushes over to make sure stuff happens when you a guy, and there's a lot you can appreciate in that. At least for me. Second story from today, and I don't know. Let's change the background. Let's make this video a little bit more symbolic, you know. Second video from today. Second story is also, do I even have access to Flask and all that? Well, because I'm not converting between them. Oh, you see, this is where my brain cells need to start kicking in. So I can't use the... No, I just need to wait in the void until I get more stuff, I think. So I can buy this. The volcano. You lose 3 HP per second. But so second story from today, which I thought was kind of cool. There was, so some customers only speak not English, and that's life, you know. Usually we have someone that speaks their language to help them out with that, right? In this case, no one was available. It was a very busy day, and we weren't able to do that, you know. But instead, I was like, okay, they had the funny, I don't know what it's called, if it's like Google Translate or one on their phone, but it would pull it out, I'd speak into it, they'd speak back. Now, this has always made me feel really uncomfortable, just as, like, speaking to someone's phone, I'm like, they could be recording, maybe they're a Fed. I have nothing to hide from the Feds, if any Feds are watching. But, you know, I don't know, I just don't like speaking to people's devices, I guess. But she was, like, super nice. And I sold her a credit card, like the same way I sold anyone else a credit card. It's just, obviously, there's a bit of a language barrier. But she was super chill about it, didn't, like, cause any issues, and we just kept speaking back in the device. Now, it took, like, maybe 5-10 minutes, whereas most of my transactions in the store are probably, like, 87 seconds on average. But who keeps track? I do. And, yeah, so that was, like, kind of my fun experience from today. I was like, hey, that's neat, you know, selling a credit card to someone that doesn't speak my language. For me, that's, like, a new high, almost. I've never done that before. Like, I used to be celebrating the older that they were if they bought a card, because I thought they were less likely to get a card if they're, like, 90 years old. You know, like, they've been through this before, they don't really care about credit cards, all that. But me being a seasoned salesman of less than a year, I say that hard joking, I still ask everyone, you know? So, just things that you don't expect, and I'm like, hey, that panned out well, and I was happy about it. But the last thing starts with a customer that wasn't so nice, you know, from today. And, so, textbook case of when you're not supposed to return an item, which, by the way, if you were anyone watching, if you try to return things to stores after using it, don't do that. Please treat my brethren in retail nicely, please. Treat the stores nicely. Like, I understand everyone's like, screw corporate, we hate the big money people. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. Money kills things, and money's evil, and bad things. But also, like, basic human decency is nice sometimes. And, this guy was trying to return a pair of shoes that he'd clearly worn for about a week, because I was like, oh, check the receipt. Nope, August 11th. Okay, what's today? Let me pull up my phone here. Sunday, August 17th at 11:20 p.m. Recording my video 40 minutes before I accidentally break the streak. If, you know, power outage, internet failure, whatever. But so, anyways, that wasn't going well, and I'm like, okay. He wants to call a manager over. Now, me being me, technically I am a customer service specialist, that's what my badge says. And sometimes I'm like, okay, listen, I know what my managers are going to say, or I know what's the right thing to do, much less what my managers will say, and I'll get to that in a second. I know the right thing to do is not to take it back. Now, I have two managers whose names I won't say. I was thinking about saying their names immediately after, and I was like, I don't know. For what it's worth, I don't really hate anyone that I work with. I think everyone's different in their own unique ways, but I'm also super fast to judge people based on their competency. Even in YouTube, fun fact, back when I had my own YouTube team kind of thing, even before I killed that, I was like, you know, some people, I would tell them to do things, and they would do it. Other people, they wouldn't do things, and I would just stop asking them to do those things, so I knew they weren't going to do it in the first place. Kind of like simple math, right? I mean, you think it's simple, but sometimes it's like people have struggle with accepting the fact that that is how that goes, I guess. Not everyone is called to the same level of aspiration as other people. That's like a whole other topic for a video. So, there are days where I want to say, you know what, I'm the manager on duty, and technically I'm kind of in a position, especially when there's newer people around, I can say that. But, I'm not really supposed to, at least not in my eyes. Nobody's told me not to, but I also know when customers are being annoying, and we've had our fair share of customers that, you know, just to be honest with the audience here, we call them assholes behind their backs, because, well, that's kind of what they are. They try to bully you into taking something you're not supposed to take. But the point of my story here is the manager, so she's like newer to the store. In fact, she's newer to the store than I am, ironically. So someone in my store is moving up in like the corporate kind of, they want to be their own store manager or whatever. I think that's cool. They've been with the company for a while. And so someone else has to fill their place at the store, which they used to be like kind of important. So they had someone from another store move over here, and she did a fantastic job. Now I don't think everyone's equally as productive, and I have my own thoughts about managers and stuff, but she's not a pushover like some of my other managers are. She actually told the guy off and was like, yeah, we can't take it back. And I was like, oh my gosh, Thank you. Thank you for actually sticking up. Thank you for not getting bullied into letting whatever happen, you know? Also hope the bitrate's not absolutely killing itself here because all the leaves. I also hope YouTube doesn't take offense to that language. Ooh, killing things. Ooh. But yeah, so that's kind of my stories from today. Like the little leaves on screen, things add up, and I don't know, it wasn't really a bad day, it wasn't really a good day either, but it was interesting. Of course, today's also Sunday. Mom and I were talking about church, and if you know me, you know how I feel about family, which is not good, but we're talking about church and the production side of things, and maybe that's a story I'll save for another night, but I don't know. It's interesting to me, my idea of YouTube versus like a church's idea of YouTube, because takes something that's not really typically involved super heavily with media, and things get a little dirty sometimes. So I guess subscribe if you want to see that story. Drop a comment if I forget to talk about that. But yeah, so thanks for watching tonight's Sad Reality. I actually did a lot of yapping, but it was kind of fun. I'm also glad I picked this game to do it, because I can actually focus while moving my mouse around sporadically and talk. Also, if you notice the vacuum bots in the background, I used to watch this YouTuber, Dangerously Funny. I thought his stuff was good for a while, like back in the Stardew era, but now it's just idle games, and I'm like, wow, he's just like me. We're both not worth watching. Ha ha, tough, whatever. I'm gonna get canceled really fast or make enemies out of like everyone, just because there's things about people that I'm just like, bad, gross, whatever, but you can't judge people till you meet them. I don't know. Content is content. I thought it was really funny. It's just like, I can't really watch idle games personally. I was there for the Stardew content. Now that was peak. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching tonight's Sad Reality. I will see you tomorrow, assuming, perhaps, supposedly, assuming we're all alive and that one asteroid doesn't crash into the Earth. It's supposed to, maybe, eventually. I don't know. That was from like months and months and months ago. So yeah, have a good one. Adios.